Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming's The Walking Dead Junkies Podcast. This is our second edition of doing this. We started last week. We talked about potential cures for Carl. We knew Carl was going to die. This one is called Negan's Death, and we touched on this a little bit earlier. So if some people are jumping on here saying, hey, you've got scenes, no, this is not what this is about. We talk past, present, and future. And one of the things that really hit a nerve is how difficult it is going to be for the writers to bring Negan back on board, to kind of circle the wagons and get people to like him. And we kind of narrowed down to a couple spots where Negan, I think, psychologically died to a lot of us. And I hit one moment in particular, and we're going to talk about that moment. We're going to talk about the difficulty the writers are going to have, sort of what they're doing. A lot of what they're doing right now is reacting to a different chain of events. It's like an avalanche. So they need to end the war. They kill Carl, and we're going to kind of reel it back in and decide what caused the problem in the first place, and maybe some things that can be done from a writing standpoint to make us viewers sort of open up to the possibility Negan could be captured. So I want to thank all of you guys for being here on a Sunday. If we're doing this Sunday at noon, we are definitely Walking Dead junkies. So this podcast, we're just going to have a lot of fun with this. And then we will do the countdown tonight. We will do our reactions to a lot of crazy, creepy stuff that's going to happen in tonight's episode. And then, of course, if you guys are here all during the week, you know we do this Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night at 9:30 each and every night. So thank you. I appreciate everybody being here. And let's get right into it. So as I mentioned, actually, you know what, before we get into it, we do have some new people that are popping in. If you're new to these type of discussions, hit the like button, subscribe, join us. We do a lot of these. We're probably the most active podcasting group for The Walking Dead on the internet, so we'd love to have your ideas and your thoughts to be a part of this going forward in the future. And whatever you type along the side, that is streaming. It will not be seen in the video, but I will call on you. So, for example, I may see Ekram Onaram and say, hey, Ekram, thanks for joining us, and this is your thought. So I will call on you on a regular basis, so be ready to answer when called upon. So here we go. A dark place for Killshot is, it all started for me, Season 7, Episode number 1. And that was, you know, the big cliffhanger, and we had to finally kill someone. And someone, I think, is the key word there. So I think people were expecting something big. They were expecting something different. They already knew Abraham was on borrowed time, but I want to take you back to some of the comments that I actually had on some of the videos back then. So in April of that year, I was putting out videos. This is what's going to happen. This is my prediction. I think it's got to be big. I think it's got to be 2 people. It was confirmed at a later time. You guys can go back and timestamp that. We did a lot of hypotheticals, though. But what I saw was Abraham was still alive, and Denise had taken the arrow to the eye. Glenn was rumored to die because all the comic book fans knew he was going to die. So, you know, we thought, okay, it's going to be 2 people before the spoilers started coming out. And we started getting desensitized to it, I guess, a little bit earlier, but it did not make a lot of sense. They didn't need to do that, but they hyped it up. They got called in the moment. You ever, like, been in a situation and something's kind of going a certain way, and then people just fan the flames, and it just goes and it goes and goes, and it just seems like such a good idea. And in hindsight, you look back at it and say, that is the worst idea that could have ever possibly happened. This is what happened from a writing standpoint. As we're looking at it now, and we may look back and say, yes, they could have ended the war and Carl's death wasn't necessary. They're doing the same thing. They're fanning it. They're like, we got to stop this war. Kill Carl. So back then, it was like, we got to introduce Negan. Make him evil, make him diabolical, make people hate him so they will never, ever accept him again. And that's exactly what they did. They made him so diabolical. They made him dark. They made him whistle. They made him do all of these things. And now it's going to be hard for us to ever like him again. So I do want to give a special shout out to Valar, who is doing a super chat donation. Thank you so much for this Saturday morning. If you guys do super chats, we will stop the conversation on a dime, and we will go over to what it is you want to talk about. Valar is actually doing a shout-out, and he just wants to say, hey, a lot of love for Kills, Emmy, Kels, Steph, and Tommy. So thank you so much. Appreciate that, and definitely shout-out to the moderators as well. All right, we're going to move back into it. I'm putting myself in that passionate role, and I think you guys have seen enough of my videos at this point. You know, I do like my characters, but I try to stay neutral, to not, go too much in support of one person or too much in opposition of another person. So from that standpoint, it's so hard for me to even go back to this episode and rehash it and to talk about it. So the writers got into that hole. They got into that situation. And what's up, Mike Elevick? First time, called a live stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here, Mike. And do want to give you a special shout out. And Mike, if you do a super chat and it's your first time here, then leave a question. So this is what we like to do with super chats, is if you've got a question or a comment or a theory or something you want to talk about, attach it to that, and we will definitely jump in and we'll turn the conversation to exactly what it is that you want to talk about. These streams are for you. You guys make these streams. I just kind of navigate through it. So I'm going to ask this question again a year later, a year and a half later. And this is where I need everybody just to think and stop and put your emotion to the side. Did they need to kill Glenn and Abraham in the lineup? Yes or no? And that's a closed-ended question. So if you want me to ask in an open-ended way and say, if they did need to kill him, why did they need to kill both? And I got a feeling there's just going to be strong opposition to that. So Gene Atkins is saying no. Tanya is saying no. Chris is saying no. Kel is saying yes. Lark is saying no. IROC no. Deborah Mooney saying not both. Jonathan Smith, yes, but only one. Not both. Glenn, yes, but not Abraham. Glenn, no. Abraham, yes. So most people are saying not both. So because, look, we could take a poll here, and 90% of people that probably watched The Walking Dead were opposed to that move. That means it's a bad move. There's no other way around it. You can't let your artistic creativity and lack of ratings supersede over and over again what it is that the fans want. But we gave them a pass. So you can't always measure response and reaction, but this is something you could have measured. You could have known that this was not going to be a popular decision. Two very popular characters in that lineup. So I touched on this the other day. As a writer, this is what I would have done. If I knew in season 8 that potentially I'm going to need to make the viewers accept Negan at some point, I'm going to make him dark, but not dark to a point that he can't ever come back. Pause. I'm going to hold that thought. I want you to sort of preserve that, put it up on a shelf for 1 second, because I want to read a couple comments here. George says, they had to do it. Abraham posted an intimidating threat to Negan. Negan didn't want someone that hard-headed and strong. Glenn was a nail in the coffin that really set Negan's tone. I don't disagree with that, George or Jorge. I don't disagree that it set Negan's tone. Actually, I fully agree with you. But you also have to understand the consequence that because they did that, it's going to be virtually impossible to make him likable to the people that want him dead. And there's probably a good 80% of the viewers don't want him around, even though he's a good actor. So you guys are giving me, and I appreciate that, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. You guys are giving me a bunch of stuff that I already know. I know why they killed Abraham, and I know why they killed Glenn on the show. But that's not really the preface of the question here. From a writing standpoint, was it necessary to write that into there? Yeah, Abraham wanted to die. You could have killed Abraham. You didn't have to have Daryl jump up there. You didn't have to have Negan continue to taunt him afterwards. You could have went in a different direction. You could have eeny, meeny, miny, mowed Aaron. You could have eeny, meeny, miny, mowed Carl. You're going to kill him anyway. 8 more episodes. Sorry, another season and a half. You could have eeny, meeny, miny, mowed Glenn. and said, yes, okay, that's just like the comic book. We're going down that path. But let me take you back. If you haven't watched it again, and many people haven't because I haven't, I've commented on it, but let me take you back. Abraham wanted to die to save everybody else. It was very admirable. I accepted it. I'm okay with it. He gave Sasha the peace sign. It was a great way to go. Sandra Reffett is exactly my thoughts and my sentiments. So thank you. First of all, so Sandra, that was perfect timing because you super chatted, and I'm going to talk about it, and it's a perfect transition into what I wanted to mention. If both did not have to be so twisted and evil, made me nauseous, kudos to the acting. We hate him. I agree 100%. So, let me roll up my sleeves here and get into this one. When you make him that evil, people don't forget. They don't forget those images. There's a few things that could have not happened the way they happened. It was not the group, and it was not Daryl's fault. Negan killed the person he needed to kill. He could have packed up shop and left. The goal was to break Rick. So I'll give you that. You could go back and say, Rick wasn't quite broken yet. He might have staged a comeback. Yes, he could have. I can accept that piece of it. But that's between Rick and everybody else. Everybody else was pretty much at a point. So to put Abraham's blood, his remains on the bat in Rosita's face and say, this isn't over, to me, says that he was planning on killing a couple people. He was going to make a bigger point. It wasn't about one person. Great point, Jonathan Smith. But look how Rick ain't broken anymore. He didn't permanently frighten the group. Linda Owen says, I'm tired of having Daryl make silly decisions. It's been shown in the past that he does not act in an intelligent manner. I definitely think Daryl reacts out of passion and protection quicker than thinking things through. But let me cover that, okay? Daryl didn't expect Glenn to die. Daryl saw Abraham give his life for the group, and Daryl was trying to give his life for the group. So we can probably, I went through a period where I thought, okay, if this wouldn't have happened, that wouldn't have happened. But I am officially at this point going to forgive Daryl because of this reason. Daryl wanted to die for everybody and protect them. Rosita's going to die or somebody else going to die. I need to jump out there and let them kill me, and then we're fine. Exactly right. Daryl's instinct, Daryl was protecting Rosita. He was protecting another member of the group. And the worst thing that you could have done to Daryl is kill somebody besides Daryl. And Negan knew that. So that part, I'm all right with. I'm okay with that, if that's what spawned it. What I'm not okay with from the writing standpoint is the writers got together and said, let's just make him vicious. More vicious than... And that's the decision that they chose to go down that road. But when you make him that vicious, you ain't coming back from it. So he put the bat in Rosita's face. He kills Glenn. He makes mocking comments. They put the headlight, shining the spotlight on him beating down Glenn dancing like it's just a, whew, yes, it's the greatest moment, the such feeling of being a serial killer. Let me challenge the group real quick, and because I know you guys want to make some comments and I do want to call on you. Let's fast forward past when he killed Glenn, when he hit Glenn the first time. When the truck lights were shining on Negan and he was beating Glenn down and acting like it was the most rewarding experience in the world, how did that make each of you feel? I understand, Mike, why he did it. So I'm not asking you guys, if you guys could just put that on hold 1 second. And please don't tell me why he did it. Don't justify it. I want to ask you how you felt about how he did it. Not, did he shoot somebody? Pull out a gun and shoot him. Okay? Pull out a gun and freaking shoot him. Rial said it was psycho. He enjoyed it. Red Elastic says, I felt heartbroken watching that scene. Walani, nauseous and shocked. Like I said, I've watched it once. I watched it when it happened. I did not watch it again. I understand it. It was the ultimate surge of power and was not necessary. Emmy says it made her sick. Linda Owen made her sick to her stomach. We go back a year and a half later, and this is why I said, please don't just tell me why over and over he did it, because you've desensitized, you've accepted it and desensitized yourself toward it by saying, well, he did kill a lot of Rick's men. No, Rick did not stand over those men and beat them with a damn bat over and over and over again. And dance around and breathe up into the air like you just had the best cigarette after the best sexual experience that you ever had. It was disgusting. That's what the writers did. That's the avenue that they took us down. That's how evil and diabolical they wanted Negan to be. So, do not kill Carl and shove your storyline down my throat. Because you created this storyline. You created this situation as a writer, and now you are in reaction mode, full-scale reaction mode, to try to fix this situation. Negan is dead to me. That is the title of this video, Negan's death. Psychologically, Negan is dead to me. I can't like him. I can't accept him because of what they made him into for me. So if we could rewind it as a writer and say, kill one, let Daryl jump up, and let Simon shoot Glenn. Kill one, let Daryl jump up, let Negan... Glenn wasn't even looking. Glenn was looking at Maggie. He blindsided him. One person wants to die. He sticks his head up. Negan does him the service. The other person just wants to take care of his family. And you kill him. The most innocent person there. Told you guys, this is past, present, future. It's a little fired up here today because this is a topic I've avoided for a long, long time. Kill him, walk away. send Maggie a letter, I'm being sarcastic, and say, I'm really sorry that had to happen, but that's the rules. Show a little bit of freaking remorse. Show a little bit of human decency. Yes, Rick's group killed a lot of their men. It's a war. But there's a difference between a war and a war for self... what's the word I'm looking for? Self-glorification, I guess. So, if you don't kill Negan, we're going to have some Fear the Walking Dead moments, people, because I am not shy about reminding AMC about how they've taken me on this roller coaster lately. And they wonder, look, I'm a fan, I'm going to be there. But if they wonder why a small percentage of the fans decide to check out, and that's their right, people can tap out, they can leave the show. I'm not. I'm here. I'm going to watch it. I love it. Don't have to agree with it. But I have a right to my opinion because I'm a fan of the show. If I check out and say I'm not a fan of the show, you won't hear a peep from me. So, if you think that killing an icon, and Carl was an icon. Look, we can debate Chandler had some moments that weren't the best acting, but Chandler grew, and Chandler was there, and Carl was there. So he's been there since the first day. So for us to go back and say, we're killing Carl to make you accept Negan, I'm like, what are you doing to me? No. No. So that's why I'm a little bit lost. I don't have a problem with them killing Carl. It's your character. You own the rights. You can kill Carl. You can kill Rick. You can kill Daryl. You can do whatever you want. But don't kill Carl and then tell me you're doing it for me. You're doing it for this war. You're doing it so this war can end. It is a little bit ironic, Scott, because it's not the death that bothers me. It's the death and then forcing me to see a very unpopular point of view. Because we wouldn't be in this situation if they wouldn't have put us in this situation to begin with. I know it's the ultimate, like a paradox, right? And now that I look back on it, that's like an aha moment. But at the time, you know what? I gave them benefit of the doubt. I let them kill two popular characters. I didn't like it. But I said, let's see where this is going. Because if it's going to kill Negan, then I'm okay with you killing Glenn and Abraham. Believe it or not. But if it's going to save Negan, and you've killed Spencer, Sasha, Glenn, Abraham, and Carl, just so you can lock up a psychopath and force me to like them? Let me say this again. Okay. You killed Glenn, Abraham, Sasha, Spencer, and Carl. So you can imprison somebody and make me like them later on. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling with this. If I'm a writer, I got to kill him. I got to kill him. I got to kill him to bring an end to this madness. Got to write him out of the show. Kill him. Let Simon be your next evil person. And Olivia. Yeah, look, there's more. There's more death. If I wanted Negan to live, I needed to keep Glenn or Abraham alive. That's why I want to draw the parallel. A year and a half later, here we are. looking back through time, but you're only making it worse. So Negan has to go. He's a good kid. Look, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is great. I know what the comics did, but we need a new villain. Kill Negan, promote Simon to lead bad guy. But it ain't going to happen. It is not going to happen. They're going to keep him alive, and we're going to add another issue that we take exception to, and it's going to be, okay, all these people died so we can... And the challenge is they're going to lock him up. They're going to try to get a small percentage of the people to sympathize with him. And then they're going to need him. And then we're going to be forced in a situation of saying, wait, why does Rick let him live? Why does Daryl not kill him on sight? Why is Maggie not sneaking down there and gunning him down? Wait, why is Rosita not killing? Why is Carol not killing him? Why did Ezekiel not kill him after all his men were murdered and ambushed? Does that not seem like it's a little bit difficult when 80% of the audience is going to be saying, why did they not just kill him because Carl wrote a letter? That forgiveness is the path to the future, that we need laws, we need rules, that we need these things? Yeah, we want laws, and we will set up a court system after he's dead, after he's gone. Epic Vids with a super chat. And I want to get to something that I want to talk about a little bit. You guys listen to the fire in this video. I don't hate The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead. I love AMC. Sometimes I just get a little fired up. This is the way if I'm at a Comic-Con panel, I'm going to stand up and say, Scott, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say to him. So Epic Vids 8 says, Negan is to Rick what the Joker is to Batman. If you kill Negan, the story isn't as interesting to watch. I'm not going to disagree with you at all, Epic. But it is going to go back to the writers made a huge mistake that they can't dig themselves out of right now. I agree with that. You could have Negan. You could keep Negan somewhat evil. But I didn't write it. I didn't write this storyline. If I would have had enough foresight to know how emotional people are that watch the TV show. This is what I think happened, and thank you so much. I appreciate that, because I am not going to disagree with your comment. Batman does have other villains. And let's narrow it down to what happened. The writers were so naive into thinking that just because people accepted it in the comics, that they are going to love it on the TV show. It's wrong. You're wrong. Because we are more attached. We see more. We see the expressions. We hear the tones. You know the difference between a graphic novel and a TV show? When you read it, you read Maggie. But when you see it on TV, you hear the tone and the feeling, and there is a difference. Because these producers, no, Glenn, that wasn't enough. Put a little more put a little more of your heart into it. Put a little more hole into it. That's your heart and your soul. If you guys want to know, put a little more hole into it. I am in rare form today. Timeout. All right. Killshot needs I need a 20-second timeout. All right. Secondly, when Negan hits Glenn, they're like, cut. You know what? Dance around over him a little bit. Dance harder. Dance louder. Swing that bat like you've never swung a bat before. Up, cut. You didn't quite do it. Jeffrey, blow some smoke up in the air. That's what they're doing when we watch this stuff on television, is they're putting our emotions in there and getting what they want. You're not going to get that. And hey, I'm all the way up to number 106. I'm rolling right along. I see what Glenn meant to the graphic novel. A lot stronger connection with me and Glenn on the television show than the graphic novel. So, we're about 31 minutes, and this has been a super, super passionate stream. I do think we have a right. Look, I'm not signing a petition to get somebody fired. I never would. I can watch the show or not watch the show. But I have a right to ask. I have a right to get responses. I got a right to sit at a Comic-Con panel, raise my hand, and say, do you think the killing of 2 people was bad writing in hindsight because you're digging yourself out of a situation when you only meant to keep Negan? And if they say no, and you could say, well, you know what, 90% of the audience disagrees with you, then at that point, just because you're doing it doesn't mean that you're thinking everything through. I'd love to hear that. And you know what? I think that would resonate with the viewers as well, too. I think you actually got up there and said, but you know what they did? This is what they did which made it even worse. Kirkman dropped fake clues and said, you know, I always regretted killing Abraham. I wished I would have kept him around for All Out War. This was a quote from Kirkman. So then people going into the show, you didn't have to say that, but people going into the show are thinking, there's no way. I had people messaging me when I said that Glenn and Abraham were going to die. They said, no, Abraham's not going to die. Kirkman regretted killing Abraham, and he's going to keep him around for All Out War. It wasn't one person. This was thousands of people. Thousands of people got this idea because of this interview. Didn't have to do it. I understand the cloak and dagger, and you didn't want to say who was going to die, but you didn't have to mislead the people either, like blatantly mislead them. All right, we've got over 100 people here, so I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor. Those of you that have not hit the like button, if you guys like the Walking Dead Junkies, you like what we're doing on Sunday morning, you like the passion, you like the rants, you like the topics, you like going back in the past and sorting things out or talking about the future, hypotheticals, things they could do, things they couldn't do, do me a favor right now, slap the like button. If you don't, do me a favor, slap the dislike button. And that goes for the people watching the playback as well. If this is not your thing, and if commentary on The Walking Dead is not your thing, and you don't want to be a part of what we're doing, dislike the video. And do me another favor. Instead of disliking the video, if you're from a spoiling site that has some bone to pick or some grudge, don't show up for the next video that we do. Because our group is about our family, our group, our network. So if you don't want to be here, you don't like The Walking Dead, I'm going to ask you not to show up. But if you do want to be here, and you do want to talk about it, and you want your comments, and you want your analysis, and you want to dig down to a place that other people are afraid to dig down, let's do it. That's what I want to throw out there for everybody. We got a lot of new faces here, so I want to thank all of you guys for being here. There's a few trolls that float around from time to time. I have very little tolerance for trolls. We just move on. Thank you so much. If we get enough people interested in this, we will do this every Sunday for our particular group, for our network. I want to keep this thing going and just have some additional topics. If you have something you want to talk about on the Walking Dead Junkies podcast, you can post it on our Facebook site. You can also send it to me on Kik at KILZ. HOT. Would love to have your ideas for the next stream that we do. Tonight at 8 o'clock, we will do our countdown. There's going to be some spoilers in there, but we will count down to the show. And then after all the craziness happens today, once Talking Dead is over, we will go into our reaction video, and then we'll have some stuff all through the week. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody that is here, that wanted to be here. And if you're watching the playback, this is the closing credits. You're free to take off. If you're still in this stream, give me a quick 999. And I'll give you a quick shout out. we are going to have some other things that we're going to add. Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Dark Mirror. A lot of stuff is coming in the future, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. Want to say what's up to Dylan Allen, also Lark Song, Stephen Nolte, Crystal Gillum, Don McAvalley 7, Deborah Mooney, Rial, thank you so much. Melanie Shaw, Tammy, sorry Tammy, woo, it's scrolling fast. Tammy Heitzman, Chantel Goslin, Joni Tucker, Jonathan Smith, thanks for being here. Maggie Bonacorda, all the people that did super chats, thank you so much. Appreciate your time and also your donation to this channel. Also, all my patrons, you can see them listed over on the side to support the 999 channel, and everybody in this room as well, too. So, Jill, happy birthday, Jill. Hopefully you have a wonderful, pleasant birthday. Also, DDA Ohio, who else we got? Gina Crockett, Scammer Trolling, Beth Brigette, Mike Elevic, Chris Rainig, Michelle M., thank you for being here. Manimals Mayo Sandwich, interesting combination. Tobin McLeod, Nikki S., thank you for being here. Well, Lonnie, appreciate you being here as well. Just another shout out to all my moderators, Steph, Kel, Emmy, Tommy, thank you for being here every single week. Love what you guys do. You guys have a tough job sometimes, and you do it really, really well. Sandra is a new patron. I do also want to say that will be updated because we got some new people for March, so hopefully I'll get it updated by tonight's stream. If not, I'll get it updated by tomorrow. So there are some new faces you're going to see that are recent additions and support this channel. So Sandra is one of those. Thank you so much. iRock6, Tanner Patterson, you have a great day as well too. Buffy Batcave, Tanya Dockstader, thank you for being here. Edith Murphy, thank you so much. Mary Manhard, who else we got? We got Haiti Badoon, thank you so much, Haiti, for being here. Michelle Wolf, always a pleasure. Hippo, thank you so much, Hippo, with the Insane Clown Posse. I'm posing right now, just like you did. So if you guys want to see Hippo introducing the Insane Clown Posse, you guys can check out our Facebook page as well. Rocking the 999 Army shirt as well. So not only was Hippo there, but and that, you know what, I should have did a super shout out for Hippo as well. Just with that 999 Army shirt. Amazing. Thank you so much. Gary, you know, Gary's known me for a while. Gary Landers, I am not a hater. I'm just a little passionate sometimes. Thank you, Melinda Kettler. Appreciate it. You guys are the best. Sid, thank you, Sid. Appreciate you being here. Deborah Mooney, thank you so much. Neil Cozens, what's up, Neil? And you know what? One last thing as we're getting the final stream. I should have said this at the beginning. We'll mention it. I'll talk to Steph. We'll see if we can get some shirts out there. If you're going to a popular event and you want to rep the 999 Army and our family, maybe I'll get with Steph. Some of the best ideas, and you'll have to post a picture of yourself with a t-shirt on. So send me a message on Kik or in one of our chats, and we'll see if we can do like a giveaway to a couple of the best ideas. Hey, I'm going to a concert, and I'm going to be there. I'm going to meet such and such, and I'm going to say, hey, what's up to the 999 Army? Send that over to me or send it over to Steph, and we'll come up with some type of giveaway for that. I'll mention it in a future video. Just popped in my head. B, thank you for being here. OU Crawfish, thank you so much. Says, what's up, my peeps? And what time tonight? 8 o'clock p.m. tonight. So be there. And glad I got that in at the very end. If I did miss a shout, oh, and what's up to little Tommy as well. Want to say hi to you. So if I miss you in a shout out once this video goes live, get over there, leave a lot of comments. And once again, there are a few people that troll these things. So show your support for these live streams when it goes live, and just leave some positive stuff as well. Thanks, everybody. I will talk to you all at 8 o'clock tonight. See you then. Peace.